Hello, welcome to Market Avenue. My name is Edward Nyakun. It is 40 years now since the ECOWAS brand card insurance scheme was instituted. The brand card was set up to make sure that victims of road accident caused them by non-residing motorists get fair and prompt insurance claims. We're going to look at the brown card insurance scheme 40 years down the line. What has been the minuses and the pluses with Mr. Patrick Ejikum, who is the CEO of the Ghana Brown Card Insurance Scheme in this country. But before we continue, let's speak the base language for today, and then we'll go to the Ghana Stock Exchange to look at the performance of the equity market, because today the bearishness of the market was so evident that the market was flat. Hello, welcome back to Market Avenue. Today the equity market was flat. We've seen that as the trading results came out on Friday, nothing has changed so far today. So let's look at the various results for the day, and we've seen that it was 0 points, and then as it ended on Friday, negative 0.41%. The composite index ended on negative 8.41%, as against 1.8% in the financial stock segment. Over 1 million shares were traded today, also valued at about 1 million Ghana cedis. The market cap is now at 62 billion, though the year started at 64 billion. We've seen that the market cap had shed off almost 2 billion Ghana cedis. So the most traded equities were Car Bank. It did about 8,700, and then we've seen that apart from Car Bank, other equities that traded some shares were EGL, that's Enterprise Ghana, 300 shares, 2,700 by ETI, and then MTN Ghana sold almost 1 million Ghana shares today. 1 million shares valued at almost 1 million Ghana cedis, because today, interestingly, MTN had its AGM and is giving out almost 75 Ghana cedis. 75 Ghana cedis, 75 pesos as its dividend for today, so for the year 2021. So this is how the market fared. We wrap up today, and then we go on a short break. When we come back, we're going to host Mr. Patrick Ejikum, who is the CEO of the Ghana Brand Card Insurance Scheme, to tell us more about the Ghana Brand Card, the ECOWAS Brand Card Insurance Scheme, how it has been a blessing to us as a people, because if you're knocked down by a vehicle that's from Cote d'Ivoire, this is a system put in place to ensure that you get what is due you as a victim of a road accident. We'll be right back. We have in the studio Mr. Patrick Ejekum, CEO of Ghana Brand Card Insurance Scheme. You're welcome to the studio, sir.
Thank you.
Great to have you. When we talk of ECOWAS Brand Card Insurance Scheme, what is it about, sir?
Before I proceed to answer your question, I want to first and foremost acknowledge our viewers. Good evening to everybody. And let me also say that because we have a broad spectrum of viewers and listeners who are our clients as well, who are our customers as well, who are the normal users of brand card or beneficiaries of brand card, I will want to intersperse our conversation, the responses with TWI, so that those who really don't understand the dynamics of the whole thing, at least they can get something from the TWI explanation that I'll give.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay. So the Ghana National Bureau is the secretariat responsible for implementing the ECOWAS Brand Card Insurance Scheme here in Ghana. The scheme, as you rightly said at the intro, was established in 1982 by the authorities of the heads of states and governments of the member countries then. So yesterday we marked really the 40 years of the Brown Card. The Brown Card Insurance Scheme rides on the back of a protocol which we call free movements of persons, goods and services. Our forefathers wanted to really integrate the economies of the member states and grow the economies. And one way of growing the economy of West African countries was to really trade among ourselves. And all of us know that the cheapest means of transport among ourselves is not by air. And since many of the countries are landlocked countries, they will certainly have to move by transport, road transport. And so they created a common insurance arrangement, recognizing the fact that in the individual member states of ECOWAS, there was a minimum, or there is a minimum motor insurance requirement in all the countries. And that's what we call the third-party motor insurance. So if in Ghana we have a minimum motor insurance of the third-party liability, and Togo it's also third-party, Nigeria is third-party, then why can't we have a common insurance scheme so that it will enable road users and travelers, commuters of people who commit beyond our borders, have that common insurance cover, so that the same brown card which Ghanaian will use, or the same insurance that a Ghanaian will use, will cover the person when he travels to Togo, travels to Nigeria, travels to Niger or Burkina Faso. So we simply say the ECOWAS Brown Card Insurance Scheme is a common insurance cover which enables people who travel beyond their national borders, assess a kind of cover that will enable them, get protection in the event of an eventuality and getting involved in an accident resulting from their end because the accident. So the liability that will be put on you squarely to pay, then the insurance will kick in. So that's basically what the whole thing is about.
I'm interested in the name Brown Card. Why the name Brown Card?
That is also quite curious for many people. In Europe, it is a green card.
Okay.
In East Africa, it is a pink card. And so West Africa wanted to have their card to be unique.
Okay.
And so we are calling ours brown. Indeed, the brown card certificate is brown.
So what are stakeholders of this insurance scheme?
Okay, so the major stakeholders are the governments of member states of ECOWAS and the insurance companies. So when the scheme was created, the scheme recognizes the governments of the 14 member countries. Let me first and foremost say that when we're talking about members of the scheme,
We are talking about 14 states, member states. We are talking about 14 states.
I was just curious to find out why is not Cape Verde is part of ECOWAS.
So that's the point I'm trying to
explain. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Cape Verde is an island.
Okay.
And because Cape Verde is an island and it's not connected to the rest of the West African states by land.
Okay.
You can't use motor vehicle to go to Cape Verde.
Okay.
And so those countries that are bordered by land are members of the scheme.
Okay.
Okay, so the 14 countries that sign on are the members. And the point is this: they have signed on as member states, and they have duties and responsibilities to execute, to make sure that the brown card works successfully.
So let me find out, sir, if, God forbid, if someone is knocked down by a Burkinabe vehicle in Ghana, or an Ivorian vehicle, a truck, or hit some vehicle on the way to, let's say, going to Lubo side, who is going to bear that responsibility? Of, let's say, a Ghanaian vehicle has been hit by an Ivorian truck. Who is going to bear that responsibility in making sure that the insurance paid?
Okay, so first and foremost, it is the Ivorian vehicle, the scenario you're creating. It is the Ivorian vehicle that hit the Ghanaian vehicle.
Okay.
So all liabilities resulting from that accident fall squarely on the insured of the Ivorian vehicle. And if the Ivorian vehicle has proper, valid brown card insurance, then ultimately it is the insurance company that insures the vehicle which is going to be called upon to pay the claim.
So in terms of, let's say he spoiled just simply my fender. If it happens in Ghana or it happens in Cote d'Ivoire, the amount that is paid or the claim that will be made, is it the same or it varies?
It will vary. So for instance, the accident happens here in Ghana. The price of goods and services here in Ghana are different from Cote d'Ivoire. So if it is about property damage, then the price in the different countries will determine the quantum of claim.
Wow. Okay.
So if in Ghana here, the item cost about 5,000 Ghana cedis. And in Cote d'Ivoire, it costs the cedi equivalent of about 4,000 Ghana cedis. If the accident happened here in Ghana, and the Ghanaian is going to put in the claim, then the Ghanaian will put in the claim for the 5,000. But assume that the accident happened in Cote d'Ivoire, and the same kind of parts. Because the price levels are different, when they submit their claim, it's going to be computed in CFA.
Okay.
But ultimately, if it comes down here and we do the conversion, it may come to about, say, 4,000 Ghana cedis. So the price levels will determine the quantum. But it's not the case for injury and death.
So let's explain to us that in the case of injury and death, what is it like?
Okay, so with respect to injury and death, there is a document that we use in determining or calculating the amount of benefits payable to people. We call it the Harmonized Convention for Motor Victim Compensation. It guides us whether the accident happened here in Ghana, Togo, Nigeria, Burkina Faso, Senegal. It is that document which we use. The parameters that we are going to use is basically the minimum wage. If the person cannot prove that is a salary earner, invariably we will resort to the minimum wage in doing the computation. And so if it's an injury, let me say we will require a medical report,
okay,
confirming the extent of injury. The Harmonized Convention for Motor Victim Compensation allocates various levels of degrees. So if the medical doctor grants permanent incapacity, a certain percentage, it is that percentage that we will
refer to in the document and do the computation. Temporal incapacitation will refer to that. The number of days that you stay in the hospital, all those things will be used in doing the computation.
So do you have offices in the various countries that have assigned to this protocol insurance scheme?
Yeah, we have 14 national bureaus in all the capitals of the member states. And so in Ghana, we are in Accra. You go to Togo, they are in Lome. Benin, they are in Cotonou. Nigeria, they are in Lagos. Niger, they are in Niamey.
So the capital cities?
Yes.
So if something happens in Bogatanga, why should I have to travel all the way to?
Okay, so in the case of Ghana, we work with member insurance companies and the National Insurance Commission staff. So for instance, an accident happens in somewhere, Bogatanga getting to Tamale. Instead of the person coming down here to report, the person, when he calls us at our office, will say, can you contact the officer, NIC officer in Tamale?
Okay.
He will take the particulars of the vehicle and everything. Because when we run training for the motor MTTD personnel, they also sit in, so they know the requirements and those things. So they will collect all the information from the driver and then send the information to us. And we proceed to do what we are required to do. So they don't need to travel to Accra.
Fantastic. 40 years. We say that's how life begins sometimes. 40 years of brown card insurance scheme. How would you describe it? Has it been good or bad?
It's been very good. Good in the sense that we've been able to put smiles on the faces of people. People whose lives could have been truncated. You are a schoolboy child, your father passes on because of lorry accidents, cross-border accidents. We ascertain we are able to pursue the claim for your parents. They get the money, they can continue education. So sometimes when we're talking about it, it's the beneficiaries who can really tell whether they are benefiting from it. But statistics will do.
If you have the stats, let us know how many cases in terms of within our space, Ghana here.
In Ghana here, last year alone, we were able to pay Ghanaian victims close to 1 million.
Wow. 1 million Ghana cedis.
1 million Ghana cedis. Our counterparts were able to transfer more than 2 million to them, those outside the country. Our member insurance companies were able to collect more than 2 million from them in favor of other victims outside Ghana.
Wow.
Let me say that there was some money that were locked up in Burkina Faso. If we had gotten that money, about almost 95 million CFA.
Why was it locked up? Because of the coup d'etat?
That also accounted for that kind of situation. It is quite recently, in fact, we had the money about 2 weeks ago. If we had gotten the money earlier on, we would have certainly paid the Ghanaian victims, because when you convert that amount, it's more than 1 million. And so instead of talking about 1 million to Ghanaian victims, we have been talking about 2 million to Ghanaian victims. Thankfully, between last 3 weeks to date, those people whose cases were discussed and settled back in October last year, we are paying everybody now, as far as the Burkina Faso cases are concerned.
In the minds of some Ghanaians, insurance claims are very difficult to get. How difficult is it to assess claims from a brown card insurance scheme?
I will not sit here and say it is not difficult, because you're dealing with a situation where the insurer is not here in Ghana. You are channeling all your letters, communications through another national bureau, and they pass it on to the insurance company. And those
challenges create unnecessary delays. And so that is where the heads of states last year, when they met here, they came out with a new supplementary act. And the supplementary act is now giving strict timelines. Apart from the strict timelines, the supplementary act is also saying that claims which are lower than 3,000 units of accounts, if you convert it, a little around 20,000 to 25,000 Ghana cedis. 3,000 units of account, they expect the national bureaus to pay.
Okay. It will be reimbursed.
And then, pursue that.
Okay.
So, for instance, here in Ghana, if it is a claim is less than 3,000 and it's been brought from another national bureau, we don't have to wait for our member insurance companies to pay. We are required to settle it and then pursue the insurance company responsible for the insurance. And that is the new thing that has come into this supplementary act. Apart from that, there are strict timelines. If you put in them together, we are looking at not more than 6 months to settle a claim.
Wow.
And we are hoping that all the insurance regulatory bodies in the various countries are going to support the national bureaus in enforcing the new supplementary act, which was signed into effect last year, June.
We're about to wrap up in a few seconds. 40 years on, how do you foresee a brown card? I'm looking forward to a situation where indeed victims of motor accident will be compensated within the shortest possible time as stipulated in the supplementary act. Is it 2 weeks or 1 month?
90 days.
90 days.
Maximum.
Maximum.
From the time you submit your claim, we're supposed to respond within 30 days. After that, another 30 days. After that, another 30 days. That is the timelines the new supplementary act has actually established.
Thank you very much, Mr. Patrick Ejekun, for your time in the studio.
You're welcome.
Great. We'll be looking at the ECOWAS Brown Card Insurance Scheme that celebrated its birthday, 40th birthday, yesterday. And my guest has been the CEO of the ECOWAS Brown Card Insurance Scheme in Ghana. My name is Edward Nyako. We'll come here again tomorrow. Shalom.